Welcome back. Let's very quickly take you to our other top focus on 6 p.m. prime. In the data released by the NSO, retail inflation for the month of December 2019 has risen sharply to 7.35% for December 2019 from 5.54% in November 2019. The rise in the retail inflation is the highest since July 2014, which further triggers growth concerns amidst the economic slowdown. The inflation rise has also breached 6% RBI upper limit target. The sharp rise in inflation figures could worry the government, as the Modi government is all set to present its first full budget of the second term on February 1st, 2020. Meanwhile, the opposition has slammed the centre over rising inflation, mocking the Achhe Din promise. Former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram said, and I quote, "The circle of incompetent management is complete." Mr. Narendra Modi government started in July 2014 with CPI inflation at 7.39%. In December 2019, it was 7.35%. Chidambaram added, the sliding economy is an even greater threat to the country. Now, how does these rising numbers of inflation, which is being said to be at the food inflation, in fact, specifically is being said to be at a 5-year high, how is it affecting your pocket? We have some data for you and also the reports coming up on how the rising inflation is in fact impacting the people. Now, this is a 5-year high as far as the inflation goes. And what does it mean? It could prompt the RBI to go slow on the interest rate cuts because the government would want to control the inflation. Remember, there has been high prices as far as vegetables, daily use materials, pulses and other things are concerned. It also means that unwanted complications in the slowing economy. The economy already is in a slowdown phase. It's sliding despite the government, in fact, saying that everything is in control. The fundamentals are robust. But even then, there are massive worries as far as India's economy is concerned. Inflation figures shot up past 6% upper band of RBI's comfort zone. The Modi government so far was able to, in fact, able to tide over all these economic mess because it was not largely hitting the pocket of the common man. Now, with the inflation also, in fact, going up high, it has started affecting vegetable prices and all the daily utilities, and that is why it is a worry for the government. The inflation is expected to peter out over the next few months as onion supplies stabilize. So the food prices, vegetable prices, fruit prices, all on the up, and it will take a few months before these, in fact, are at any point in the next few months are stabilized. The risk of stagflation in economy, high unemployment and rising prices is now real and staring the Modi government as they get set to present the budget as far as the first full budget is concerned. Now, let me go across and bring you how the common man, how is it hitting the common man? A few reports which have been filed by my colleague. First of all, let me go across and take you to Chennai, where my colleagues have sent this report on how the common man is dealing with the rising prices.
Prices of goods and commodities only growing dearer with each passing day. Recent surveys have shown that the prices of vegetables have gone up by 60.5%, meat and poultry gone up by 9.57%, eggs gone up by over 8%. Onions, a very dear commodity in the market. Last month it was around 200 rupees. This month, yes, the price has dropped down to 60 rupees a kilo. But there was a time around 4 months back when onions were selling for 20 rupees a kilo and 30 rupees a kilo. Akka, இப்போ வந்து price rates எல்லாம் ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு. இப்போ consumers என்னலாம்
கொஞ்சம் கம்மியா இருக்கு. எவ்வளவு இறங்கி இருக்கு வெங்காயம்?
Last month எவ்வளவு இந்த month எவ்வளவு?
Last month நூத்தி பொருளுக்கு தரன மாதிரி வித்துது. இப்போ வந்து கொஞ்சம் கம்மி இறங்கி இருக்குது.
Well, she's telling us that the prices of vegetables have come down a little bit. But yes, customers in the market do complain that this was not the rates before. Onions were definitely not 60 rupees a kilo in the market before. Even services for that matter, many of them talking about fares of aeroplanes also that have gone up. The fares that you would pay for a cab have gone up. People complain that there's no end to the price rise. With video journalist Divyan, this is Shalini in Chennai for India. India Today.
காய்கறி எல்லாமே இப்போ விலை அதிகம் தான்மா. பழைய இதோட எல்லாம் ஏறிச்சு. எல்லாம் கிலோ 50, 60 அது மாதிரி தான் விற்கிது.
காய்கறி விலைலாம் இந்த மாதம் வந்து அதிகமாக ஏறி இருக்கு. 2 மாதத்துக்கு முன்னாடி விற்றதை விட இப்போ கொஞ்சம் விலை அதிகமாக இருக்குது. முன்ன 60 ரூபா 50 ரூபா விற்றுது, இப்போ 80, 100 அந்த மாதிரி விலை ஏறி இருக்கு. இந்த பொங்கலுக்கு வர அந்த கருணக்கிழங்கு, அந்த சிறுகருணை இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப 100 ரூபா அளவுக்கு விலை ஏறி இருக்கு இந்த வாட்டி.
So that was a report from Chennai where people are feeling the pinch as far as the high prices are concerned. Hemendra Sharma sent this report from Bhopal.
Prices of almost all essential commodities have increased since Diwali. And this increase in prices of most of these essential commodities is reflected in also in the fact that consumption has gone down. Basic principle of supply and demand is at work. सर सबसे पहले तो ये बताइए कि अभी जो एज ए बिजनेसमैन अभी कीमतों का क्या दिवाली से कंपेयर करें तो क्या स्टेटस है एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज का?
देखिए एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज की बात करें, चाहे दाल हो, चावल हो, किराना हो, फल हो, सब्जी हो, जो दैनिक जीवन की उपयोगी चीज़ें सब में काफ़ी तेज़ी आ चुकी है। अगर अपन खाद्य तेल की बात करते हैं तो तेलों में लगभग 10 रुपये लीटर की तेज़ी है। शक्कर में बात करते हैं 2 रुपये किलो की तेज़ी है। दालों में लगभग 2 रुपये किलो से लेकर 5 रुपये किलो तक की तेज़ी है। फल सब्जी में तेज़ी है, प्याज तेज़ है। दैनिक जीवन की हर वस्तु काफ़ी तेज होती है।
पॉलिटिशियंस जिम्मेदार हैं, सिंपली स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड स्पीकिंग, क्योंकि अगर पॉलिटिशियंस चाहें तो इस चीज़ को रोक सकते हैं, कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो कंट्रोल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं.
So prices of almost all commodities have increased, barring rice price, and that has happened because of the conflict between Iran and the United States. There are many orders that are still pending, and if they are cancelled, so probably the prices of rice may not increase. But the fact is that all other essential commodities prices have increased, and people are holding the present day government responsible for that. With Vijay Irshad Khan in Bhopal, Hemendra Sharma for India Today.
So your monthly budget, the rationing, all that has gone for a toss as the prices go up. Those were reports from Chennai and Bhopal. Let me also now go across to Bengaluru, where my colleague Nolan Pinto is joining us. We are also being joined from Chandigarh by my colleague Manjeet Sehgal. So let's first understand what is happening in Bengaluru. Nolan, are the people in Bengaluru also feeling the pinch of the increasing prices of essential commodities, including, fruits, the vegetables, pulses, everything is on a high right now?
Well, Ankit, since November, this is what I've felt. I remember when going every day in the morning to buy vegetables, fresh vegetables from a cart such as that. A drumstick, just one drumstick, say about 3 weeks ago, that person was actually charging me 45 rupees just for a single one. It has dropped, no doubt, to about 25 rupees now, but that is the situation. Let me just speak to a few people I've gathered over here on how they are managing, because it's not just buying vegetables, but also when you go out, do you get, when you order a dish, outside a vegetable dish or any dish, do you actually see all the vegetables in that, or have they increased the prices, hiked the prices?
I mean, yeah, the prices have seen a hike. But then last week we went to a restaurant and my friend had ordered a salad which came without onions. Okay. And then when we asked, they were like, we can't afford onions at such high prices. That was kind of amusing and sad.
Okay, so that is one thing that I've noticed over here. You go outside, they will not give you certain vegetables because they say it's just too pricey as such. Now you go out, you buy vegetables for your folks. Have you changed the quantity how you're buying, or is it the same?
The prices of vegetables are going up, and it's not like our budget is getting any bigger. Okay. So when I go shopping, what I try to do is I try to consume as less vegetables as possible. Okay. I try to substitute them with other alternatives, like you get meat and eggs. So that's what we try to get on our diets more. Yes.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, so we don't buy onions at all, and instead of having 2 vegetables and a dal, now we buy 1 vegetable and a dal. But these are short-term solutions. So in the longer run, you'll have to go for viable economic solutions.
All right, fine. So this is what it is, Ankit. Somehow everyone is managing in their own way, but the point is the hike in the price or of veggies especially has burnt a hole in people's pockets.
Absolutely. So it was amusing to hear that woman who said that, onion is missing from the salads as far as restaurants are concerned. The onion prices have been at an all-time high. Let me go across to Manjeet. Manjeet, is Chandigarh also feeling the pinch? What are people saying? And are they disappointed that the government has not been able to control these prices.
Yes, Ankit, the common man is feeling the pinch of the price rise, which is being reflected in the commodities of daily use, be it the vegetables, be it the oil, or be it the flour, or be it other goods. So everybody is feeling the pinch. Chandigarh being the city of retired persons, so senior citizens in particular are against the price rise, and they are saying that when Reserve Bank of India has failed to control the inflation, the Government of India and the Reserve Bank should announce an increase in the saving bank account and fixed deposit account interest rates. So I am joined by one of the Chandigarh residents, Vishal Gulati. Vishal Gulati, can you please tell us how the common man is feeling the pinch of price rise?
The common man is definitely feeling the pinch. You can see the case of the potatoes. The potatoes earlier the tomatoes and the onions were the costly. Now the potatoes, which the Chandigarh is getting the supply from our Punjab, nearby areas from Punjab, but it is now roughly around 25 or 30 rupees per kg. If you can compare with the last year, it was just around 10 or 15 rupees. So
the Ankit, the common man is feeling the pinch, and the people are now demanding that Reserve Bank should announce an increase in fixed deposits and saving bank account deposits so that they can feel compensated, because the earnings have gone down,
right,
and the interest rates have already been slashed. Ankit.
Thank you, Manjeet Nolan, for joining us with those details and getting us the voices of the people. Remember those days when, the biggest issue in politics, in fact, governments used to fall on the prices of onions and other vegetables. Though we don't hear much of a protest by the opposition parties these days, but let's listen into a few reactions coming in on the high inflation rate from the politicians, in fact, across the country.
We demand that Prime Minister comes forward, calls a meeting of all opposition parties, and lays down a roadmap for next 15 and next 30 days as to how prices of cooking oil, prices of vegetables, prices of food and beverages, prices of pulses, prices of spices, all of these are going to be brought down.
पूरे देश में इन्होंने महंगाई बढ़ा रखी है, बिजली महंगी कर दी। आप नोएडा में चले जाइए, गाजियाबाद में चले जाइए, दिल्ली से 2 गुना महंगी हो गई है बिजली। दिल्ली में 0% रेट पे मिल रही है 200 यूनिट तक। तो इस तरह की नीतियां केंद्र सरकार को बनानी चाहिए। अगर उनके नेता बार-बार इस स्टेटमेंट देते रहेंगे कि हम सारे फ्री बंद कर देंगे, हम बिजली महंगी करेंगे, हम पानी महंगा करेंगे, तो फिर तो इसका मतलब एक-एक वोट जो दिल्ली की जनता का है, मैं दिल्ली के लोगों को भी कहूंगा कि एक भी वोट आप देंगे बीजेपी को तो वो महंगाई पे वोट जाएगा।
I think it's a very, very serious situation for the majority of people in this country. No jobs, no job security for those who do have jobs, no minimum wages, and now this huge attack of price rise. This is a real deep crisis that people of India are facing because of the Modi government's bankrupt policies.
देखिए, जो इन्फ्लेशन फिगर्स होती हैं वह कुछ जो पीछे एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में फ्रूट वेजिटेबल और कुछ चीज़ों की सप्लाई में डिसरप्शन हुआ था, प्याज अनियन वगैरह के ऊपर, उसके कारण कुछ बढ़ गया। और दूसरा पीछे सब लोगों का ये था कि कंज्यूमर डिमांड बढ़ना चाहिए, तो गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज़ थी कि कंज्यूमर डिमांड बढ़ने के लिए कुछ एक्शंस लिए जाएं, तो उसके कारण लिक्विडिटी भी इन्फ्यूज़ की गई, तो इनके कारण है। लेकिन अब एमपीसी आने वाला है, 6 फरवरी को बजट भी आना है, इसमें सरकार इसके हिसाब से इसको ठीक कर लेगी।